All right. Welcome. Welcome. We back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And yes, I've turned a year older. So on Tuesday, I let you all know that it was my birthday. Wasn't doing too much on the charts. I had a trade running that ended up hitting take profit on my birthday morning as well. So turned out to be a pretty good day. January 17th. On Tuesday was my birthday. So that's where I've been handling that, celebrating life. So yeah. Uh, but we back. So every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I hop on here and host this live stream, just talk about all things trading, look at a few pairs to see the possible directions the market may head over the next few days, just to give you a little heads up or a leg up on possible opportunities that may come. So with all that said, make sure you are subscribed with the post notifications turned on. That way you get notified whenever I do a live stream like this here or post any educational content on this channel. So yeah, go ahead and drop your boy a thumbs up as well. Drop this a like and we can go ahead and get right into it. So we'll start off on XAU USD on the monthly time frame, starting to really explode above some structure, previous structure, resistance over in here. Expected to act as resistance until broken and closed above, which is exactly what it looks like we're starting to get. If we do get that, possible retracement back down into some of these areas for more continuation could be possible. And then if we drop down on the weekly time frame, you can see that on the weekly we still have a lot of room down here for the market to possibly come back into before we start to see the continuation to the upside as well. So we are kind of overextended on the weekly time frame where retracement is due. Now if we do look at the daily time frame though, you can see we did have the retracement and we're starting to get what seems to be the next impulse for continuation to the upside. If we do go ahead and get this break above, we could then look for the retracement if it does provide another one. But we could see a possible rejection of these highs right in here for there to be a meltdown and possible start of a bearish daily trend to the downside for some of these higher time frame retracement areas. So that could be a possible play as well. XAG USD monthly time frame, I've been speaking about it. Moving to the upside, can't go in one direction forever, need a retracement. Now on the monthly, we are starting to get that a little bit of pullback. But if we do look at the weekly time frame though, you can see we are still above some weekly resistance that's now acting as support. So until broken and closed below, we can't be looking for more continuations to the downside, as we will be trying to sell into support, which is not a good idea. Now if we do look at the daily time frame though, you can see that we've been rejected from this area multiple times, still continuing to get rejected, moving to the downside, just kind of consolidating in between these two zones. If we do get a breakout of either area, it could provide more continuation in that direction. So now that we are amongst the lows, it could be a possibility where we start to see the market start to break down and close below some of these lows on the daily. That could prompt more continuation to the downside for more downside continuation as well, possibly a TMCP1. Now we can go over XBT USD on the monthly time frame, breaking and closing above several levels of structure, just impulsing to the upside. Need a retracement in order to continue, so retracement is due. We're starting to get that on the monthly time frame. On the weekly though, you can see we did have the breakout, but we're starting to come back and retest some of the same levels that caused the breakout to the upside. You can see we did have a level in the market right in here that was acting as resistance, broken to the upside, acted as support, kind of consolidated around the market, not really a flush push through to the downside. Then we finally broke and closed below, came back, retested that area as well. So we are currently below some daily structure where we could see a possible retracement back into some of these levels, as we do have a nice and easy move to the upside, down, move back up, break below. We want to see the market come back and retest the neckline. It does put us in a good trend continuation for more continuation to the downside, but it could also prompt the momentum for the market to break to the upside to start to see higher highs created. So either way, be in a good position. Still want to start to possibly look for this market to come back and retest the neckline of this M formation. US oil monthly time frame, coming down, retesting some of these lows, starting to see the rejection, finding some support right around most of this level right in here. Previous structure resistance now turns support. If we do drop down to the weekly time frame, on the weekly, you can see we did find a level of support right around in here. Even though we did kind of break and close below, we immediately broke back into the range on multiple occasions, breaking and closing with a lot of momentum back to the upside. So we could possibly start to see the market start to make some moves to the upside, or attempt to come retest some of these levels if it wants to continue to the downside. Who knows? But from a weekly time frame perspective, we are starting to make moves to the upside. Now, if we do look at the daily time frame, though, you can see we are kind of consolidating right here amongst the highs, where we do have what would be a left shoulder here, all this area for the head. We could see a possible right shoulder right around in here, not breaking and closing below any of the left shoulder. Could put us in a good situation to see more continuation to the upside on US oil. Now we can hop over to the Forex market, jumping into Euro USD, going to pick up the pace a little bit here. On the monthly time frame, breaking and closing above some levels of structure, we could see a possible situation where the market starts to make a move to the downside going into next month or towards the end of this month, just for some higher time frame retracements to come and meet some probable areas. So if we do drop down to the weekly time frame, though, you can see we are still above some weekly resistance. So we had some in here, and we have previous structure resistance that should act as support over here for more continuation of the trend. Now, if we do drop down to the daily time frame, you can see this in a little more details, that we had the break above, come back for the retracement, and we're starting to get the next continuation to the upside, what would be a just higher high created, which could be a probable situation going into tomorrow as well. Now we can go over GBP USD on the monthly time frame. Yo, J Staff, my fault. I was just over here flying. But what up? Oh yeah, 2 trades. That's it. You don't need much more than that. 2 trades a week. It's all about the percentages, bro. Especially with the account. Depending on the account size, 1 trade could possibly be enough. We don't have to look at Euro CHF. If your discretion is advised, we could take a peek. We'll slide through GBP USD, starting to break above some monthly resistance, was previous structure support, started to act as resistance over in here. We did have the retracement, and then we started to see the break and close above is what we're getting right now. So if we do drop down to the weekly time frame, though, you can see we do have the break above come back, and then we do have what would be some sort of complex correction, where we have a situation where there is a W formation, which is a pattern that completes 80 to 90% of the time. So now that we are impulsing to the upside on the daily time frame, we can't move in one direction forever. After that, we would expect a retracement, where 2 possible areas could be down in here, but it would be nice just to see the market come back, show some signs of exhaustion, and then some real signs of explosion to the upside that wants to create more continuation, because right now we're starting to approach these highs coming in, and that is just basically 1 rejection, 2 rejections. You expect the market to make a move to the downside, so it's not a highly probable setup if we're just looking for the buys at the highs. So we're buying into resistance. We don't want to do that, same as selling into support. Now we can go over AUD USD from a monthly time frame. And on the monthly time frame, we have a situation where the market is coming right into previous structure support that is acting as resistance right now until broken and closed above. If we drop down to the weekly time frame, you can see that we are in the TMCP, most common pattern in the market, just a break above structure. I want to see that come back, retest previous structure that was broken for more continuation of the trend. So we could see a situation here where on the weekly, we start to see a few candles for retracement, retesting previous structure resistance, now turn support, before we start to see the explosion to the upside. Now, if we drop down to the daily time frame on AUD USD, you can see that on the daily time frame, though, we're starting to break and close below some daily structure. So now we're starting to get into a bearish market structure, which we can't be looking for longs if the market is making lower lows and lower highs. So as long as the market is continuing to break structure to the downside and create structure to the downside, depending on where that market starts to turn around, we can't be looking for the longs yet until we have high probabilities and the market is actually in our favor. That is the edge that we have. So if you want to go ahead and get all the strategies that I use, there's a few day trading strategies, swing trading strategies, go ahead and click the link in the description. It'll take you right over to my program, and you can get access to that. Full disclosure, everything free, and then you as well get access to me, my time to ask any questions as well that you need answered to go ahead and help you throughout your journey. Now we can go over USD CAD. On USD CAD monthly time frame, it hasn't been looking too well for USD CAD, honestly. We broke above this structure, come back, retest previous structure resistance that's now acting as support, started to make a move to the upside. A little complex correction. It wasn't looking too hot as far as a continuation to the upside when this candle was printing some of these wicks down in here when the market was breaking and closing down in some of these areas from a monthly perspective, but now we're starting to get the move back up to the upside. If we look at the weekly time frame though, we have previous structure right in here that until broken and closed below, we still have an opportunity for the market to explode to the upside to create a higher high. Now dropping down to the daily time frame, you can see that over these last couple of days, we started to get the move to the upside, explosion to the upside after we've been bearish, creating lower lows and lower highs on this market. So still would like for it to see some more structure broken. So now that we've broken above level of structure here, I'd like to see this be held, maybe break above some more structure before we start to come back and look for a possible entry for the continuation to the upside on this market. NZD USD monthly time frame, still in a situation where we're trapped in between previous structure resistance, previous structure support. So really just kind of ping-ponging in between. If we drop down to the weekly time frame, you can see that on the weekly we did have a good setup where we came back and retest some of these levels as well, created a double bottom W formation where we had the explosion to the upside, but it got rejected. There could still be a possibility for a play to the upside. Now if we look at the daily time frame, but we already retest into some of these areas, into some of these highs, getting rejected not once but twice already. So probabilities aren't that high anymore until we start to see structure really start to break through, the market starts to break through, creating and breaking structure. Now on the daily time frame, we did come back and retest, and currently sitting right on previous structure resistance that should act as support, but who knows where the market will go in the next few hours for today on how this candle will actually close. If it does close very aggressively like this, it could be a situation where we have a left shoulder here, head, and a right shoulder, and we see the move to the downside just on a daily time frame perspective. So really kind of pay attention to this one. I can't give you really too much on NZD USD as far as immediate opportunities. So if you don't know, if anything's unclear, please stay away. Just don't trade, sit on your hands. It's better to keep the money you have than to potentially lose the money and be very mad at yourself, realizing nobody did any mistakes. It's all you. Every action that you do, everything that happens, it's all up to you. This is your trading. No one else is doing it for you. So if you don't know what to do, just sit and chill. That's the best advice I can give you. USD CHF, USD Swiss from the monthly time frame moving to the downside quite aggressively, honestly, starting to break and close below several levels of structure. We've had the retest, starting to continue to the downside on the monthly time frame. Now if we look at the weekly, you can see it was just the same things over and over. Break structure, come back, retest structure, continue. So you have the break below structure, come back, retest previous structure. Now we have to continue creating a lower low. So we have a low down here that is lower than this low that was previously created. So pattern complete. It's the most common pattern in the market. It happens 80 to 90%. Excuse me. This one is just the most common. It probably happens about 90 to 96%. W's and M's are 80 to 90% completion rate. So if you want some strategies around some very popular reoccurring patterns in the market, easy to understand and follow rules that can help you really navigate the market and get clarity, go ahead and check out the link, man. I really think it will be useful for someone, maybe just someone, even if it's just one person. I got you. USD CHF on the weekly time frame though, on the weekly did come retest previous structure support, acted as resistance, and then we got the continuation to the downside. Now on the daily time frame, you can see that we are continuing to impulse to the downside. It's just another opportunity or another situation where if the impulse finishes, comebacks, gives us the retracement in a highly favorable area, a highly likely area that makes a lot of sense. There could be more continuation to the downside on this market. Now, if we do look at USD JPY from the monthly time frame perspective, this one's starting to get a little out of hand as the move to the downside has become very aggressive. We're breaking several levels of structure in the last few months, just totally disrespecting the all-time highs and moves that we made to the upside. If we do look at the weekly time frame, though, you can see that previously pointed out, we get the retracement back into some of these areas. There could be a possibility where we see a continuation to the downside. And then on the daily time frame with a little more detail, you can see already drawn on here. You can go back and check the last few live streams. You can see that this is all in here. We're not making anything up. Move to the downside, came back, retest previous structure support, now turn resistance for more continuation to the downside. Could be a possibility where going into next week, we see the possible move to the downside for a lower low to be created on this market and possible continuation. So that's pretty much it for the Forex market. We're going to go ahead and check out Euro CHF. Boy Jay Staff going crazy. He's putting it all together, man. It's so exciting to see Euro CHF on the daily time frame. Let's go ahead and jump to the monthly. So on the monthly, we are starting to make moves to the upside. We have a situation where there's previous structure support on the monthly time frame that we just tapped into on the monthly. So expect a reaction. Especially the first time tapping into this area, expect there to be some sort of reaction. No telling how long it's going to last, but actually respect what it is. So previous structure support should act as resistance. Market tapped into it. Should expect there to be some sort of move away from this area as we're coming from underneath of it. So it'll act as resistance. Then on the weekly, had the move to the upside last week. So this week, you can see that either we're going to finish the impulse, so more continuation to the upside, or we're going to come back and at least start the retracement, come back and retest some of these previous levels that we failed to break above before. But then if we drop down to the daily time frame, you can see that on the daily time frame, we just had a nice and easy move to the upside where you want to see the market come back and retest some of these levels before you start to see a continuation to the upside anyway. So yeah, just kind of checking in on that. Then 4-hour time frame, there's really nothing as far as breaking structure, giving you an opportunity as we stay bearish. So we just continue to make lower lows and lower highs. Not until recently we got this double bottom move to the upside. Now there could be a possibility where we start to see the market create some bullish structure where we could see possible opportunities for continuation to the upside. But just simply where it is as of right now, I would expect the market to probably continue to the downside and then come back, retest, and put us in a situation where we have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, then we get the continuation to the downside. But yeah, nothing too crazy going on. I do appreciate all the birthday love everybody gave. I got a puppy. Her name is Mazikeen. So a little husky. Not yet. Maybe in a week or two when she gets a little older, a little better around the house. I'll bring her in here, show y'all what she looked like. Let me see. What did I have? We can go over it quick. Yeah, little husky joint. You know. She's actually a good puppy too. That's the thing. She's pooping and peeing outside whenever we take her. Only in the cage. She howls, like, not really howls, she whimpers. She's not barking too much, but the cage at night when she got to go in there and it's locked, she's giving a little fight back. But other than that, she's cool. Like, really, I'll take her out. She'll pee anytime I take her out in the grass, come back in, chill, hang out, explore a little bit, and then just, you know, KO for real. But I do want to go Euro AUD, and by no means am I trying to brag. I heard the Huskies make those howl noise just because, yeah, she has a personality of her own. She's kind of chill. That's the thing, is I think I picked a good one. She'll let me know something, so she's trying to jump on the couch. She can kind of get up there by herself if she really tries, but sometimes she'll try and then just whimper and just sit there like, I can't get on the couch, help me. But she won't sit there and just whine until she gets on the couch. She'll whine, she'll whimper, she'll do a little for maybe 2 seconds, and then if not, she'll go on to something else, pass out. If not, yeah, that's what I said. Figure it out yourself. But no, just really, I don't want to show this or come off as gloating or trying to brag. I just want to show you the awareness and the knowledge once you get the skill set. So this is everything. I only trade using the things that are in the course that I provide. So I want to go over just the last week and a half. So the opportunities there. Everything, everybody knows Forex and trading is so scalable. It's really just amount of numbers and percentages. So if you can do it on small numbers, you can do it on large numbers. But I do want to go over Euro AUD. On the 10th, I had a long that turned out to be pretty well. And I do want to give way that I got 3 trades in a week and a half. And they're all 3 different strategies, but they're all 3 the strategies that are provided in the course. So I'm not saying that everyone's going to take profit every single time you use it, but it's a good display of what I have to offer and the opportunities that come about it. So we had Euro AUD, just a nice and easy continuation to the upside. Everything I talk about on this channel here really on display to see if you really want to. But it's just a simple situation of previous structure, resistance, now turn support. So nice and easy breakdown right here. We got some resistance right in here. The market is closed and broken above previous structure resistance. So after this impulse completes itself, you expect it to give us some sort of retracement. Where at ideally you would want it to be right at previous structure resistance and have it turn to support in order to get a good position with a good risk to reward to see the continuation to the upside for just a higher high to be created. So if we play it forward, market comes in, respects this level, previous structure resistance, now turns support. Once again, market comes in. That's why we wait for the candles to close. As I've explained before, you want to wait for the candles to close. You don't want to make any decisions while the candles are still forming, because you get instances like this show you extreme rejection. And if you're then in short or got caught selling below this level, it just SOL, man. And then we start to look at it again. Previous structure resistance, now turn support. We're not breaking and closing below it. And then once you see it right here, nice and easy, break to the upside. Looks at like the most common pattern in the market, which happens over and over and over all the time. Just a nice and easy break above structure, come back, retest previous structure broken as the opposite for a continuation of the trend. Really, really simple, really, really nice and easy. 2R trade real quick to go ahead and start that. And then as well, AUD CHF, I'll start to pick it up. Then we had AUD CHF, which the last trade, Euro AUD, was a day trade, nice and easy day trade. Went ahead and had that close. Then we had AUD CHF, which was a swing trade. Right in here. Really simple. So if we just simply look at it from a daily time frame, I mean, we'll skip it. We'll go ahead and give the monthly. I'm trying to give out the free knowledge. So price moving to the downside was getting rejected, finding some support amongst these lows. So there's an opportunity out of a double bottom for the market to possibly reject higher. Who knows where it'll go? That's not for us to decide, but there could be possible opportunities if we know the market is going to be moving to the upside. And if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see on the weekly started to make a big run up to the upside. So the momentum was there for the buys. AUD-CHF on the daily time frame, for the most part, has been stepping up, creating higher highs and higher lows, just creating higher highs, higher lows, the most common pattern in the market. And I saw this and wanted to take advantage of it. I also saw that I was above some level of what seemed to be a structure. So right in here, if we were above this level, we were staying above it. If we were below this level, we were staying below it until obviously broken and closed below in either situation. But I saw that we were above that level as well. And we were above some daily structure, coming back to retest previous structure resistance, now turn support. Then if we do drop down to the 4-hour time frame, same thing I always talk about, waiting for the market to turn back into our favor. So the environment to go bullish. If we look at it right now, we are just continuing to make moves to the downside, real quick, nice and easy, 2R, but we're making lower lows and lower highs. So not until we start to make higher highs and higher lows do I want to look for any opportunities on this market. Play it forward. You can see not yet. Started to get the break above. This one closed. Then once this candle broke above, it was really like go time. Got the retest entry perfectly, and then exploded to the upside. As you can see, just want to see a higher high created, which is exactly what we get. Just the most common pattern in the market. Nice and easy break above structure. Come back, retest previous structure as the opposite for trend continuation. Now, if you can throw in multi-time frame analysis, then you can kind of pinpoint your entries because you know what you're looking for. So look, 2 trades, one hit for 2R, and then this swing trade hit for 3R. So 5R up, and just 2 trades, 5R. That was 1 week. And then this week, what I said I had closed on my birthday, I was actually in it for longer than a day, for longer than 24 hours, but it was still technically a day trade. What are the things I say, man? What are some of the things that I say over and over and over? We have a situation here where we have a move down, a move up, a move down, a move up. Looks like what letter? A W. We have a situation where we have a W formation, and not only just right there, we also have what you could consider this to be a move to the downside, move up, move down, and then we have this run up where we could see the retracement come back into some of these levels just to come retest. But for me, I just like the simple previous structure, resistance broken to the upside. Previous structure yet to be retested can expect to be respected. So we want to actually see that area get targeted. Now, going from a multi-time frame perspective, if we know, hey, on my higher time frames, I want to see this market move to the downside, then when we drop to our lower time frames, it kind of gives us a better idea of what we're actually looking at. So breaking this down, if we drop down to the 4-hour time frame, you can see we started to break structure on the 4-hour. And now if we look at the 1-hour time frame, let me go back. My entry's over here. If you're in the program, you'll know why. Everyone will know why. But we got an entry right in here, and we're looking for a move to the downside to go ahead and just complete the theory of what we've seen over and over and over. So see, these are some of the patterns I've seen complete over and over and over and over and over. So if I know these patterns complete with the 80 to 90 completion rate, I can go ahead and start to make a strategy around them. So I know that they're going to expect to be completed at around this area. So I know my take profit goes there. We have special entry rules and reasonings as to why we get in right here. And then as well, I have a protected stop loss up amongst the highs above a few highs that if it does get hit, more than likely the price is going to continue to the upside. So it's a really, really nice situation where I'm getting a over 2R risk to reward as well. So a 2.6 risk to reward ratio on this market. Now, once again, mind you, we've only taken 2 trades so far. They both hit, and we're up 5R at least on those two trades. Just real nice and simple trades. One a day trade hit in a day, and another a swing trade hit in 2.5 days, I think. So really nice. And then we have another opportunity for a different strategy, but also a day trade on this as well. So let's just play it through. We get triggered and then immediately move to the downside, retesting the lows, breaking structure to the downside, not closing below it. So get another retest of the entry. This was market Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Market kind of open, played around the entry. And then once the night actually kicked off, I do remember this, about 2 a.m. I looked up, 3 a.m. The price was heavily in my favor. I went risk-free. Price came back, pulled back. But I was risk-free. I was willing to have this go ahead and stop me out risk-free because I was, situation we were at, you would understand if you're in the program as well, situation that we were at, it's better to go ahead and get stopped out, break even, than to hope that this market's going to not hit your entry or come back and put you on a little bit of drawdown to go ahead and give you all the profit you need. So once I did that, price actually stopped retracing, which was kind of funny because I was looking at it like, should I let it try to retest my entry one more time, which is not in the rules. And I was like, no, let me just go ahead and do what I need to do. Obviously trading this year so far, following the rules has provided me with a good opportunity as well. I want to make sure I keep what I have and what I make. I don't want to give it back to the market. So price was all the way up here. I put my stop loss at break even. And then as soon as I did that, we started to see candles like this moving to the downside. I did get a little retracement. Now I was kind of upset with myself because on this, there was an opportunity for a entry with another strategy. So with the first strategy on the first trade on Euro AUD, there was an opportunity to go ahead and compound and add more to this position, which is a good opportunity, a good situation, especially if you're risk-free on the first one. So that's maybe the only reason why you should compound any positions is when you're risk-free, or you're still only risking the same amount, whether it's one trade, 2 trades, 3 trades, 4 trades, 5 trades, 6 trades that you take. It should be the same amount lost if you lose the trade, all 6 trades, as if you only took 1 trade. So you want to make sure that you don't have any open risk when you add more risk. But I was kind of mad at myself because I was playing around looking at the market and I didn't go ahead and take the opportunity. I kind of hesitated a little bit because I was already in this trade risk-free, up 5R so far, and I got 2.5R actually potential on this trade if it go ahead and hit. So right around in here, I did have a limit set for the market to come into some of these areas for a continuation to the downside. Same type of target as well. But as you can see, the market never retraced back that deep again. But luckily went on to hit take profit, and not just take profit, but take profit to the T, which is exactly why we do the things that we do over here. But yeah, so once again, check the link in the description. 3 trades. Let me see if I can get it. So we'll do 3 trades. Let me see how it comes up. You can see the canceled order as well. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Don't worry about it. Everything on screen. Really take the trades. They really play out. It's just the knowledge. I'm not trying to flex. I'm not trying to stun. I'm not trying to brag or boast. It's just look at what is possible when you actually understand what you're doing. You could take 3 trades in a week and a half and make 7-8% of your account. Just real simple, laid back, relaxed as well. But that's pretty much it. This one was pretty longer live stream. This is the one for the end of the week as well. So going into Friday won't be too much. And then as well be back on Sunday with the live stream in between 1 and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tune in for that. But yeah, if you are still here, I appreciate you for lasting this long. I'm looking in the chat now. My boy J Staff. We ain't got no other pairs anybody want to look at real quick. No questions anybody need answer. I'd be more than happy, more than welcome to do all that. But if not, once again, make sure y'all subscribe with the post notifications on. That way you get updated anytime I do a live stream like this here. But other than that, y'all, I hope everyone has had a profitable week on and off the charts. And until next time,